Chapter 351, Time to Settle Our Grudge. Ziyue's cultivation level was high, so how could she not hear everyone's whispers? For a moment, it was a little awkward. Back then, she had snatched this man from her disciple to help her cultivate. Now that the palace master had used this man to break through, Songshi was truly entangled with the 3 generations of the Yao Moon Palace. It was the first time in the history of the Yao Moon Palace that a man had helped all 3 women from different generations in their cultivation. He's improving too quickly. Otherwise, this wouldn't have happened. Ziyue felt a little bitter. The man she had taken a fancy to was now also fancied by the palace master. This fellow was really a precious gem. Actually, I want to ask you a question. This question is very important. It concerns the purity of my Tao heart. Songshi said righteously after entering the palace. Ask away, I'll tell you everything I know. Ziyue said politely. The other party was no longer the Foundation establishment cultivator from before. His status was already above hers. You and Yao Yue aren't men, right? Songshi was very concerned about this problem, especially after knowing that Lu Yue had transformed from a man. He had been thinking about this matter. Ziyue was stunned when she heard this. Then, she burst out laughing, looking devastatingly beautiful. She smiled and said, I didn't expect young master to care so much about this. Of course, I only like women. Songshi's tone was solemn. It seems that young master knows about Lu Yue's situation. Yao Yue guessed that Songshi had asked this question because of Lu Yue. Her gaze became strange as she asked curiously, I wonder if you'd have dual cultivated before? No, absolutely not. Songshi shook his head vigorously. If I did, I wouldn't ask you this. Ziyue agreed and shook her head with a smile. That's good. You probably haven't dual cultivated with a man. At least we're all native women. Liu Wuxia is the same. Young master, don't worry. As for the rest, I'm not sure. That's good. Otherwise, it would be too disgusting. Songshi heaved a sigh of relief. There were too many cultivators in this world. If a man cultivated into a woman, one might not even be able to tell. In the future, he had to be careful when he encountered beauties. Compared to the technology in his previous life, the cultivation techniques in this world were even stranger. If he did not know, he would not be able to tell just by looking at them. Young master, aren't you going to ask about Liu Wuxia's situation? She's your official Tao companion, Ziyue said with interest. I believe you won't be petty enough to target her after snatching your disciple's man. Songshi looked confident. After all, Ziyue was not his Tao companion. They were just fated to dual cultivate. He continued calmly, she should be doing well. Thank you for your trust, young master. Ziyue bowed and smiled like a flower. She was in a good mood. Zuer is currently cultivating in the sect. I didn't let her participate in this operation. It's too dangerous here. Good. I don't want women I'm involved with fighting among themselves all day. Songshi looked satisfied and said earnestly, you have to be united and help each other. Otherwise, you won't be able to catch up to me. Yes, I understand. Ziyue nodded obediently. At this moment, she also understood that Songshi's improvement was too fast. She could not keep this man by her side even if she was jealous and fought with his other concubines. After all, in the cultivation world, the difference in strength was too great. No matter how deep the relationship was, it would be affected because the two sides were not on the same level or even from the same world. If Songshi broke through to the soul transformation realm and ascended to the upper realm, he would be separated by a world. What was the use of being jealous then? Since no one could get this man, they might as well spend more time cultivating with each other. Ziyue originally had a strong possessiveness towards Songshi. Now, facing Songshi's terrifying speed of improvement, it gradually turned into a motivation to increase her cultivation level. Thank you for your pointers, young master. With her thoughts cleared, she felt much better. Now that we're done with the questions, it's time for us to settle our grudge. Songshi's expression turned cold. In the end, you forced me to help you cultivate. You can't let this matter rest. A faint pressure enveloped Ziyue, and the latter's smile immediately froze. Her expression changed, and she was rather embarrassed. Back then, she had indeed relied on her strength and did not give the other party any choice. If it were her, she would definitely have objections. The other party's cultivation level was higher than hers now. There was a good reason for him to take revenge for this matter. She gritted her teeth and apologized decisively. "It's my fault. Young master, please forgive me. Please show mercy. No way." Song Shi shook his head. "I'm not a gentleman. You still have to be punished." Ziyue was slightly relieved. If it was just a punishment, it shouldn't be too serious. Back then, you forced me. Now, I'll give you a taste of your own medicine. Song Shi snorted coldly and released his powerful nomological power. It was like a sun descending from the sky, easily suppressing Ziyue. Ziyue personally felt Song Shi's terrifying strength. In front of him, she was only worthy of being a dim moon that was covered in light. Even if she tried to resist, she realized that her strength was on a completely different level compared to the other party. She understood that although the two of them were on the same level, the other party was completely comparable to a soul transformation cultivator. How could she be a match for him? "Today, I want you to help me cultivate." Song Shi's expression was domineering. Since he had finally met this woman again, how could he not get back at her? Ziyue's face turned red. She had thought that he would take revenge on her, but it turned out that he was only helping her cultivate. She could actually accept it and was even a little excited. While Song Shi was taking revenge, Yao Yue's breakthrough was also steadily advancing. As the Qianzhang Academy returned to the Imperial City, the old master led his men and killed his way back. He said to the Qian Emperor, "Your Majesty, I know that you were blocked by the perfected immortal lord." Emperor Qian waved his hand. He was in charge of the palace and controlled the situation in all directions. Naturally, he knew what had happened outside the city. Since the Yao Moon Palace won't get involved in the war, we'll have one less big problem. Bring your men and deal with those zombies with all your might. Emperor Qian adjusted his arrangements. "Yes, Your Majesty." The old master left with his men. Although they did not stop the palace master of the New Moon Palace from breaking through this time, they guaranteed that this great demon sect would not attack. They would have more strength to deal with the other cultivators of the demon sect. And the upper echelons of Sky Demon Cult were very dissatisfied when they realized that the Yao Moon Palace did not hold back Qianzhang Academy or follow the demon army in attacking. Behind him, Demon Venerable Yuhua, who was not in a hurry to attack, said with a dark expression, "This Yao Yue is too insensible. She deliberately chose to break through at this time. Could it be that she wants to reap the benefits?" He was naturally suspicious and stared coldly at the increasingly bright pillar of light in the south. "Furthermore, she's with perfected immortal lord. Don't you know that he's already subdued by me? Sect Master, do you want this old man to make a trip and use the contract to order this person to threaten Yao Yue?" An old man spoke. He was Demon Venerable Yuhua's senior master, Green Flame Demon Venerable, the junior brother of the previous sect master. His cultivation had already reached the soul transformation realm. However, because he had used external objects to break through, his foundation was unstable and his cultivation stopped advancing. He did not dare to take the risk to cross the void passageway to the heavenly demon world, so he had stayed in the sect as an elder. There's something wrong with this person. Jin's demon nest was destroyed, but he didn't take the initiative to look for us. Senior Master, go and take a look. If there's anything wrong, don't stand on ceremony. Demon Venerable Yuhua took out the contract and decided to test Song Shi.